Welcome to the Odie Van Ness Show. I am your host, Odie Van Ness. As always, my co-host with me, Scott Singer.
That's me.
How you doing today?
I'm alive.
I know I told you I'd try to stop asking that question, but I have to every now and then.
Every once in a while. No, I get it.
You're my homie. I got to check on you.
Well,
but
and it kind of has to do with today's topic.
Exactly. That's a little sensitive, some flared tempers maybe. It is part of the sport, as
Indeed,
it were.
Indeed.
Let's go ahead and dive right into that since we're alluding to it. What are we talking about today, Scott?
We're talking about hockey. This
Hockey.
is our sports episode. We are, of course, San Jose Sharks fans.
So we're a little sad today.
We are. Playoff season has started. Round one has officially started.
And we are not
Sharks
part of it.
did not make it. We needed two things to happen. It got towards the end of the season. There were 3 games left. At the beginning of this 3-game stretch was the Sharks against the Predators, and it was the Kings against the Knights, I believe. I don't remember who they were against, to be completely honest.
Also, completely immaterial to the overall of the situation as well.
Didn't matter.
Yep.
Didn't
They could
matter
have
who
played
they were
anybody.
against.
They could have played anybody in this scenario.
The 2 things that had to happen. One, the Sharks had to beat the Predators. This was an uphill battle to begin with. We will come back to that. Second, the Kings had to lose. Unfortunately, they did not. So because the Kings won their game, mathematically, it knocked everyone else out, and they clinched the last spot in the wild card.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. In previous years, the wild card was always a situation where you had to play to make sure you were in the playoffs bracket.
You know,
or at least I thought that was the case.
I honestly do not remember. I could not tell you with any amount of certainty. It is something I would have to look up. But
because the 2 wild card spots just got seeded right into the playoff bracket. And
they
that's how
got
they're
seeded
doing.
right into the. They got one of them went to play against the Avalanche, the Kings. They will lose, and then the Mammoth got placed against the Knights.
Yep.
But it's also that's like the 2 divisions within the divisions. You have the Central and Pacific.
Yeah, might as well just be a division playoff. Yeah, conference playoff.
Yeah.
Might as well be. Yeah.
So I think that's kind of how that's working. But we did beat the Predators. Now this was a monumental win for us.
This goes back previous to 2020. We have to get into the teens for the last time the Sharks won against the Predators. 2019 specifically.
2019, the last time that we actually made it to the playoffs, was also coincidentally the last time we ever beat the Predators in a game.
So how many games was that between wins then?
It was 15 games.
That's a heck of a streak to break.
That is one heck of a streak.
So again, didn't make the playoffs, but there's some really cool highlight pieces right at the end of the year that just really put that, final cherry on just a beautiful year for the Sharks. So what's a couple others that specifically lend towards our favorite boy, Macklin Celebrini?
Macklin Celebrini. He officially, in the last game of the season,
gotta always wait until the last 90 seconds.
Hit 115 points, making it the top single season point holder in Sharks history.
Which was previously held by
history. It was previously held by Joe Thornton. He made it in 2006, 2007.
Did you by chance see the video that he made very quickly after the record
His
had
topless video for Macklin?
Yes,
I absolutely saw it.
You almost can't tell with that beard.
Oh, yeah.
No,
you see his shoulders.
Yeah. Beachside or poolside. I don't know what.
Whatever it was. But no, it was a very touching video. It was very nice.
It was very.
But he did it. He beat the record as a teenager. This was something that Joe Thornton, like I said, 2006, 2007. Thornton was not a teenager.
No, that was middle of his career, essentially.
Macklin did it at 19 years old. It is amazing.
And this is we're not gonna get into the whole list of them, but this is the Mount Everest on the very tip of the pile of records that he broke this season.
Right.
He collected records this season like the swimming dude back in the Olympics,
Exactly.
Michael Phelps, like,
Yeah,
it
he was just
that
that was
picture
his
of just
thing.
medals everywhere, that's Celebrini, just records everywhere, like
Records, man. As a teenager, it's
as a
just
teenager,
insane what he's been able to do. I
which
can't wait to
means
see what score percentage or, goal involvement percentage,
yeah,
see if he breaks that goal by Gretzky.
it is very potentially there,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
absolutely. He was on
The
track, and
last
he
few
made
numbers
those 3
all
points. Mm,
we'll find out quick,
yep,
and there's a couple of awards and stuff that he should be on the short list for as well,
absolutely.
even though they didn't make the
So I
playoffs.
went ahead and looked it up. So
Alright,
I
hit
got
me.
confirmation. So basically, how the wild card system, how the postseason playoff system works.
Educate us, please.
So you have your 4 divisions, and each conference has 2 divisions. That's how it plays out. So you have
Okay.
the Eastern Conference, they have their 2 divisions. You have the Western Conference, they have their 2 divisions. In the
Okay.
Western Conference, the 2 divisions are Central and Pacific. I don't remember the names of the ones in the Eastern, but I don't really follow those teams too much anyway.
I just
Um,
embarrassed myself by guessing, so I'm just gonna I'm right there with you.
so basically, what happens is you have the top 3 teams in each division.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the wild card is the next top 2 teams in either division. It's a free for all for the conference. So you
Okay.
have the top 6 teams in the conference.
Which is why this year, both teams that made it were coming from the Pacific Division. Neither of them came from Central.
Exactly. It was the Mammoth and it was the Kings.
Okay.
And
So
so
now
that's
that
when
makes
they get
sense.
thrown into the bracket,
And that was the other thing
and
that I was
that's how that
confused about
plays.
is how the hell 2 Pacific teams made the wild card on the Western
Because it's
Division
just the top 2,
because
regardless
it's a
of
conference run at
division.
that point. Okay. Alright. Then I guess I'm not gonna hate on it quite as much as I was originally kinda getting
You were getting a little heated.
gearing myself up there for that. But, you know,
But
it
yeah,
still it
so
still doesn't quite make sense as the best
the
possible way to do
score
that,
system
but I
needs
guess
to
it's
be
a little more fair
revamped.
than I thought.
Yeah, that part is fine, but yes, the score system absolutely needs to be revamped.
You cannot say that loud enough at this point in time in NHL history.
It was
Oh
the
my.
weirdest fucking season.
The Kings made it into the playoffs with less wins than almost the entire rest of the conference
Correct.
because the majority of their points came from overtime
Overtime
losses
wins.
or losses.
Or losses, they at least got the point,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they put it into overtime. So they just sandbagged the entire season
So
and somehow made
basically,
it.
how the point system works, if you win in regulation, which means you have the 3 periods, 20 minutes each period, at the end of those 3 periods, there's a clear winner.
2 points.
You get 2 points.
There you go. End of the day.
If you make it to overtime, because there's a tie at the end of those 3 periods, each team gets 1 point automatically just because there was a tie, and so it makes it fair.
You made it past regulation. Congratulations. Here's your participation award.
Then whoever wins in overtime or a shootout, whichever comes first, um, gets the additional point for winning the overall game. So the Kings made it to overtime a lot, got that extra point, not necessarily winning in overtime, but still consistently getting points one after the other.
Even more so, consistently losing on a large
Yeah,
portion of
they
those.
did not do very well in overtime, but they kept getting those points, forcing overtime. Somehow, who the fuck knows?
They
But
managed to scrape together just enough wins to off balance it all.
so because they were able to win, the Sharks did not make it, but we are very hopeful for next season. This was in all intents and for all intents and purposes, this was a, practice run for us. This is
Nobody expected that kind of run at the
No,
playoffs.
we did
Nobody.
not. We were still a very fledgling team. We got a lot of very young talent, but that talent proved to be very successful.
Yeah. At the very beginning of the season, even the sports books and stuff only had like a single digit percentage on them making it to the
Absolutely. This
playoffs.
is the closest we've made it to the playoffs since 2019.
Yeah.
I was making a joke last year. We said did so poorly. I said even the Coyotes did better than us, and I was consistently reminded that the Coyotes were not a team last year. And I said, "Yes, I know."
That's the joke.
That's the joke.
That's the joke.
But anyway,
And being a hometown boy, losing the
yeah.
Yotes was hard
Hey,
for
at
me.
least they
So
finally made it to the playoffs.
you're right. And what was my joke that I made earlier on that topic? A mammoth is just a big coyote with a pituitary problem, so we're
Yeah,
close.
some
I'm
calcium issues.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run with that. That's
There you go. Just go figure, dude.
yep.
Go figure. The team fucking leaves Phoenix, moves to Utah, spends a season as the Utah Hockey Club, finally gets a name, a pretty decent logo. I'm not gonna lie, the logo's fucking legit. Like, I enjoy that Mammoth Mountain logo thing. Looks pretty fucking slick.
I mean, I have such a hard time liking it because of the Yotes situation,
Because of the situation. It's your home team.
but
No, I completely understand.
I kinda wish for just a small part of me, they woulda just bucked the system and stayed the Utah Hockey Club and and gone, like, old school, like, 1920s with their
It's the
designs and stuff.
stupidest
Oh, it
fucking
really was.
name.
It
Oh my
was
god.
it was such a hodgepodge bullshit move to Utah when it all happened,
Yeah.
so it was just a mess from start to finish. So the fact that they're doing it on their 2nd season and they're in the show, they're in the run for the
They're
cup.
in it.
It
They play tomorrow? Either
Yeah,
tomorrow or Monday.
I think it's tomorrow because
Sunday
we
would
we
be the
watched a couple
19th.
we watched a couple of games today
We
that
did.
started the first round run.
Battle of
Oh,
Pennsylvania. Oh, that
we
was a
watched
good
a couple
game.
of good games today,
Gosh
but
darn, that was and then the Wild just demolished the Stars. God, that was
I
good.
anytime I see the Stars get trampled, it makes my heart happy a little bit. I, across the board, fairly dislike Texas teams, so the Pittsburgh Flyers game, though, was by far the highlight of the day.
Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins.
If you don't know, go look it up. There's enough info that I mean, you should be able to
Well, yeah,
surmise just off
crosstown
the city.
rivals.
Yeah,
It's
it's just the city
classic.
alone, you should know, but if you don't know,
The
you
fights were
Ooh.
primo.
They stopped a lot of it, though. I
Yeah.
really wish they would have backed off a little bit more. The other 2 games were a
It's the
lot more loose,
first game.
but the other 2 games were a lot more loose on the referee stuff. They let them play a lot more,
They did.
and they let the battles happen a lot more. So I was a little disappointed with that, but other than that, that was a wonderful, high energy,
Because
high impact game, and that's what I wanna see all the way through this whole playoff. That makes me happy.
that is
I'm not rooting
why
for the Sharks.
they already had an infographic set and ready for this game. Because Philly versus Pittsburgh is such a classic rivalry that every single game is going to be one of the most physical games of hockey you will ever watch.
Yeah, it's
And it
Foreman
is
Ali in hockey form. Yeah, I get it.
amazing.
I get it. But it's still I wish the referees would have just let it play a little bit more. That's
Yeah.
my only hang up with that game, but it was still a beautiful game.
It was gonna come to blood, and it probably will by the end of 7. If it goes 7, we'll see what happens.
If it goes 2, which spoiler, it has to, it's gonna go to blood. But we got a lot of hockey left, even though we're into the playoffs.
We will continue
So
following postseason and giving our opinions on the games that we watch.
there is going to be that sad day when even the playoffs end and we have to wait for next season to happen, but that day is not today.
Oh,
So
by the way, I will be
Oh.
rooting for the Ducks to win the
Yes.
playoffs, to
Absolutely.
win
Fuck
the
the
cup
Kings.
this year. I'm rooting for the Ducks. Let's go,
Absolutely.
guys. We
And
can do this.
it is video evidence. I'm gonna say it proud. Fuck the Kings. The Sharks aren't in it. The Ducks are my boys too.
Let's
I'll bleed orange through
through the
the
teal.
playoffs. Absolutely, yeah. So if you're not a hockey fan, watch a game. You might become one. If you are a hockey fan, I hope you enjoy the playoffs just as much as we hope to.
And if you're a soccer fan, you will find a lot of those aspects in hockey, except without all the flailing and flopping.
Usually, there's a few bitches on the ice that do it, but it's a lot less. But we're not going to digress on that this time. This may be the first episode that we don't truly digress.
We
We're
did really
growing.
well.
We're growing.
Yep.
I'm proud of us.
Have a great night.
I digress. So catch you guys on the next one. Have a great one.
See you later.